And we're back. Casino Guitars. Lovely to see you this morning. Thanks for joining us. Hey.
It is lovely.
It's a little brisk out there.
I love it. It's
Fall
great.
is in the air. It's nice. We can wear like our long sleeve shirts and not be looked at strangely.
It's true.
But we're talking about all the guitars that we own and love, and all the ones that we lust after still.
Dude.
And we do this a lot. And then I had this conversation with a good friend and customer over the weekend named Scott of the Schmidt clan. And we were talking about the economics of enjoyment.
Dude, the economics of enjoyment. I like that.
That was his
very,
tag.
Very catchy phrase there.
Like he came up with that tag. I was like, Scott, that was awesome. I'm stealing it. And he gave me full permission.
Fair enough.
But no, it's because you can factor in, you buy like these expensive guitars.
Right.
And I'm gonna pick like a random number.
Okay.
$2,000.
Okay.
I consider that a lot of money for a guitar. Let's say you spend you reach a certain level, you're past all these, and you're like, I'm gonna blow a lot of money on this guitar, $2,000. You can actually break down how much you pay to play that guitar per hour over the course of its experience with you. You know, if you do that, you can be like, well, I'm gonna play it, a couple hours, maybe just like 3 hours a week.
3 hours, okay.
Let's say 3 hours a week. And then, I'm gonna own it for X amount of years.
Right.
And then so you can sort of break that down and be like, well, it might be $10 an hour if I'm only playing it that much. But $10 an hour, that's still not that much.
It's really not.
For like that joy. That's if you play a lot, it might go down to $5 an hour. And if you play even more, you're paying like $1 an hour to have that guitar maybe.
And then let's say your kids have that guitar.
And then it becomes like pennies.
Right.
But then that doesn't even factor if you want to sell the instrument.
Right.
And then you can recoup a lot of that loss, or actually make a profit depending upon what you buy. So that was the mathematical breakdown of it when we were talking about it.
It's very, yeah.
It's very like not interesting probably in some way. No, but then
so let's talk about it for a whole video.
No. So then I went further. You and I were talking. It's like, well, I just enjoy looking at them sometimes.
I was sitting there with my 335 last night, just thinking, God, this wood is so pretty. The little blisters. But it is. And then I sat on my couch and played for probably, because my kids were crazy yesterday because of the whole daylight savings torture that we do.
Mine are playing hide and seek dark hide and seek at 5 in the morning.
Right. Yes.
5 in the morning.
No. Everyone was up early. It was ridiculous. And then bedtime was insane.
There's blood on my floorboards.
So it's 9:30. It's really 10:30 through some sort of crazy witchcraft. But my phone said 9:30. I did want to be productive, but I didn't want to go to bed.
Right.
So, I'm looking at my guitar, and before I knew it, I had sat on the couch and sort of practice noodled for like 4 hours. And it was super relaxing, because then I went to bed at 1:30, really 2:30.
I'm still laughing about like the quote, I didn't want to be productive, but I didn't want to go to bed. I was going to say it sounds like a lot of our wives, but I don't want to get in trouble.
It's a different day, different topic.
Fortunately, none of our wives watch this.
That's a whole different hourly rate.
Oh God, the hourly rate.
But anyways, moving along. But yeah, I mean that was very simple. I wasn't even plugged into an amp, but
then
that was a
you
lot
brought
of
up
enjoyment.
something. You said something this morning. We were sort of going over these ideas. That just the idea that you own it and you have it is your joy too.
It is.
I didn't think about that as much. Like, and it's true. I've done that a lot too. It's nice to know that I own some of these cool vintage things that I like, because I can't factor in the playtime, because I have too many things, and this is a weird first world problem thing here, but I have too many things to play them all equally, or
yeah, of course,
it just doesn't happen. I have a lot of toys.
That's right.
But it's also then I started thinking about some of my best friends like that are guitar collectors, and they love the hunt.
Yeah.
The hunt is also part of the fun. And that's where, I remember looking for 65, 66 Jaguars and Jazzmasters. I'm behind Robbie Z's theft. I was just thinking, it was me. I got them all in the warehouse.
Plot twist.
Dun dun. That'd be awesome if it was me. And I was like, I ripped off my face, and I was Ryan Reynolds. I'm about the same height.
That would be awesome, actually.
Same body too.
It would change things.
I know. I wouldn't have to work here anymore. That's where a free guy just paid for everything for the rest of my life. But no, it's like the hunt's fun.
The hunt is fun, and just like there's something like my Magnetonia that Mike Campbell owns.
Yes.
Right? Like, way fewer days than I would like do I have time to just go out in my little she shed, as you call it, my little jam.
Why do you say
building.
as I call it? That's what everyone calls us. Your she shed.
My she shed,
Yes.
as it's lovingly referred to. And you know, sometimes even when I'm just like grabbing something out of there in the morning on the way here, or you know, putting up gear after a gig, and I just see it, it just makes my heart happy.
That became the rub. Is like that's the joy.
That's the joy.
Like I walk into this room where our studio is, and we're surrounded by amps on every side of us, and there's guitars. Like you see the ones behind us. There's amps really on walls, and other walls that are on left and right that are filled with guitars too, and it's pleasurable.
It is pleasurable.
It's
I also remember the turn for me from like scraping as like a, you know, barely getting by musician, where like everything I had to be like I had to justify it. I felt like, do you know what I mean? It was like nothing was just, oh, I'd really love to have this guitar, but man, I would never play it on a gig. Oh, I couldn't justify that.
I had three guitars for my whole working career: 2 electrics, 1 for the string breaks, and then a basic Tele and a cool Les Paul, and then an acoustic.
And I finally feel like I have crested that hill where it's like it's okay to have this thing that I just take out once a week. That is just awesome. I love what it does, but I will never take it to a gig.
Are we back to our wives?
Once a week is pretty. I mean, I don't know.
Then you put it away again.
Back to the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. I'm sorry. Just be kind to me out there, like, because my wife's gonna be mean if she doesn't see this. Thank God.
This was such a low chance for offensive things, and we still found it.
Well, we're just offending the people that live with us.
That's right.
It's no. So I think like the economics of enjoyment, it really does come down to like how your enjoyment is triggered.
Right.
And like it is like it can be triggered through like the actual playing of it, and you can cost amortize like that through the time, or like the act of knowing that you own it, the hunt. Just the visual splendor of them too, because guitars and amps are beautiful to me. I love the old grill cloths on old Fender amps when they start to yellow. And
why is that so amazing?
It's just dumb, you know, like the Vox, you know, canvases and everything is just beautiful, and their grill. I like everything about it.
We need to get some of those like Vox jackets, like John Jorgensen has. With the like his blazer is the Vox grill cloth.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Did you not know that was a thing?
No.
Now you know.
I saw like at Halloween, I saw some guy wearing like a jack-o'-lantern suit, and I was like, I want that suit. It's like, you know, black with like orange jack-o'-lantern. I was like, that's an amazing suit. I would wear that every day. I wouldn't just wear it to. This
is a small aside, but it's worth saying. I wore a suit this weekend because I went to a wedding, and I discovered. I know. Calm down. It did, but I discovered. Because I don't wear suits very often. My beard is now long enough. It doesn't matter if I have my top button or what the knot on my tie looks like. It is fantastic.
Life hack, grow a beard. It's I never button the top of mine anyway.
Well, like, so I was unbuttoned. My knot was all sloppy. No one knew.
And I wear suits quite a bit.
You do.
I do. I have like sort of like type of work things I do that requires suits, and I don't mind wearing them. I have these cool like French and British suits that are neat. I've had the same suits for like 15 years, which is kind of funny. But at least, gosh, I'm old.
But they're cool.
But no, and I wear the little skinny black ties, and but I never go all the way up. I just don't like the way it feels in my neck.
No,
I never have.
It's not pleasant.
It's not comfortable. It's weird that like a piece of fabric that's cut and we tie in a funny way denotes that we're dressed up.
Yes.
I've never found that makes any sense.
It's because buttons are very casual, Baxter. You had to cover your buttons.
Was your suit, was it with suit pants or did you have jeans on?
No, I had suit pants on.
I don't believe you.
I had on very dark. I have pictures, don't you worry.
So let us know how you enjoy your instruments. What brings you joy about them? If joy is brought in finding them. If joy is brought in selling them. It's all up to you. The joy is in your hands. It's in your palms.
And it's okay. We're giving you license to enjoy your guitars and to buy them. There you go.
Just like Total Recall. You don't really know who you are, probably.
Right.
Until you do. And then you might not like who you are.
You might not. You might hate it, in fact.
Is Total Recall like the same as Born Identity?
Yes.
Interesting. So I watched both those movies this weekend just to sort of like, and yet here's a really loop. I watched the remake of Total Recall.
Oh.
The Colin Farrell one. It wasn't as bad as I remembered it on my first viewing.
Okay.
I mean, the first Total Recall is still amazing.
Yeah, it is. but I haven't watched
Well, the whole
it.
concept of this was like it's Australia and England. Like Australia is like Mars now, and because the world's been like poisoned, and like they send trains through the middle of the earth. Don't ask me why. I guess the poison's just too. I mean, the cost of drilling.
Too much.
The cost of drilling tunnels through the earth seems to be way more than it would just to be like a boat that could go around.
It's all about the economics and enjoyment. Maybe they really enjoyed this.
And that's how we end. Take us home, John.
Full circle. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Click that bell so you don't miss videos like this in the future. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.
Sayonara.